What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another FaTMike Chicago Sports. Sorry about the delay at the beginning here. I'm still having a little bit of my internet blows. But I just wanted to let you guys know that this show is not possible without the sponsors that we have here over at 1252. The sponsors that we have, the Jonathan Darren team over at the Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group out in Homer Glen, Nick and Ivy Brewing Company out in we got Mark Berardi and Associates out in Homer Glen, and we also have White Oak Farm Venues out in Michigan City, Indiana. Not only that, but we also have Susie Sheehan, who's my State Farm representative. She saves me on my home, my auto, my boat, the whole nine. She's the best, and she's located out in Lock as well, 16610 159th Street, Suite 102. Without those guys, none of this stuff is possible, guys. So make sure you guys check those guys out. You'll be hearing more from them a little bit later. But for now, we start our countdown. So here we go. You are listening to 1252 Sports Entertainment. Parental discretion may be advised.
Woo! It's about that time. FaTMike, Chicago Sports. Yeah. Finally here. Shot City Sports is right here. Updates on news, get it here. No rumors, cause we keep it real. FaTMike. Sit back, relax, sugar beer, one of them nights.
Hey, this is Carmen DeFalco from ESPN Chicago, and you're listening to the FaTMike Sports Show.
Hey, this is Dave Richard from CBS Sports, and you're listening to the FaTMike Chicago Sports Show.
Hi, this is Jesse Rogers for the FaTMike Chicago Sports Show.
Hey everyone, I'm Scott Merkin, the longtime White Sox beat writer for MLB.com and proud graduate of the University of Michigan. You're listening to me on the FaTMike Chicago Sports Show.
This is Chuck Arfine, and you are listening to the FaTMike Chicago Sports Show. It's the best.
Hey, what's up? This is Greg Braggs Jr. from Braggs in the Stands, and you're listening to my guys on the FaTMike Chicago Sports Show. Boom!
Hey everyone, Freddie Huebner from ESPN 1000. Great to be on the FaTMike Chicago Sports Show. I'm Dan Zaborski, senior writer for Fangraphs, and you're listening to FaTMike Chicago Sports Show.
I'm JJ Stankovitz from NBCSportsChicago.com and the Undercenter podcast, and you're listening to the FaTMike Chicago Sports Show.
Hey Sparkle, you know what I listen to? It's the FaTMike Chicago Sports Show with my guy, FaTMike. If you listen anywhere else, no jock. Listen to FaTMike, the best.
And we are back. We are back, and better than ever, we are back. The FaTMike Chicago Sports Show is back. I am your host, FaTMike Chicago, and with me, as always, is my heterosexual life mate, Angelo Ace Camacho. What's going on, buddy? How we doing?
What's up, Mikey? How are you tonight?
Oh, come on. You got to give me some more enthusiasm than that. You sound like you're dead, man.
What's up, Mike? How's it going tonight, man?
It's okay.
Sorry, I'm enjoying my Tito's. I'm just waiting. You know, I don't like to be super pumped right at the beginning.
Come on, man. Get pumped up. We got a fucking monster show tonight, man. We got a monster show tonight. We got a good show tonight, man. We're talking baseball all across the board. We're talking Cubs. We're talking White Sox. We got Mr. Masher of baseballs, okay? A former masher of baseballs, a former Chicago White Sox, and part of the Southside Hitmen joining us tonight, Eric Soderholm. He was on the White Sox here. Fun little fact, he was traded for Ed Farmer. So how about that? That was pretty cool. I learned that quick little tidbit today. And then also we have Mr. August Deuser joining us a little bit later, who was an original Grabowski, which SNL pretty much ripped off from these guys, okay, and like made the super fans, the Bears,
like, trust me, I know.
These were these guys before the Bears guys, okay? Like, so I'm super pumped about having both these guests tonight, Angelo. It's gonna be a ton of fun, man. I can't wait. Ton of fun. Yeah. Just like all my exes call me. Ton of fun.
Ton of fun. That's a good nickname, though.
Yeah. What's up? Tons of fun. I'm like, hey, I dig it. I can get used to that. That's fun. That's cool.
That's right.
But yeah, man, we had a great show last week. We had what did we do last week? We had Alan here with us. What else did we do?
Yep, we had Alan. Your internet was shoddy at best.
Ooh, at best.
It was rough. We talked a bunch of baseball like usual.
Yes.
Right now that's the big topic. It's the middle of the baseball season. That's why.
The Sox got a big win today. Sox got a big win today. Dropping win against Pittsburgh. Cubs had the night off. Tim Anderson again today. Man, the Chicago White Sox team is so fun to watch, but yet so frustrating. Okay, everybody knows that I'm a Cub fan.
Yep.
But the Chicago White Sox team, man, they are a lot of fun to watch. Okay, Tim Anderson has been like, I think he ended the day I think he went 2 for 4 or 2 for 3. I don't know. I think he went 2 for 4, but he had 2 hits, nice hits, 3, and he had an RBI. This guy, he doesn't get on base unless he hits the ball. I mean, how do you feel about that? He doesn't walk. He's batting 300, an on-base percentage of like 338, 342 or whatever he is, and his slug's like a low 4. It has to be aggravating, though, right? You expect more out of Tim Anderson, especially a leader, a captain of the Chicago White Sox team, don't you think?
I mean, you do, especially right now. You got a lot of holes in your lineup with some bats out. Luis Roberts, Eloy's out. Those aren't new outs, But last week I did ask you. I said, how long until we see these injuries kind of creep up on this team? Because you could only go so far with the team you have, and if injuries keep, and that's what's happening. It's like injury after injury after injury after injury for this White Sox team. It's kind of nuts.
Right. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's super tough right now because of, like everybody goes through injuries, right? Everybody does. Everybody goes through injuries. And the Sox have been dealt a bad hand on a lot of them. Luis Roberts, Eloy Jimenez, Nick Madrigal now. And who's the guy I want to punch in the face all the time?
I mean, that's everybody, Mike.
No. Come on, the right fielder. What's Adam Eaton? He's been up and down. Michael Kopech now. They've just been dealing with injury after injury after injury. And it's tough, man, because their division's light, okay, and they should win even without those guys.
What are they, 2 games up right now? I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. You'd have to Google it. You got to use the Google machine.
I'll Google it right now.
But I mean, it is tough. But their pitching has stayed pretty dominant throughout the time, with Giolito and Carlos Rodon has been absolutely phenomenal.
2.5 games. They're 2.5.
2.5 game up. Okay, Carlos Rodon has been phenomenal. Keiko's been kind of finding his form a little bit. Lance Lynn has been fantastic. Dylan Cease, he's been up and down. He's been a roller coaster.
Carlos Rodon has been like the saving grace for this White Sox team right now. Whenever they need somebody to hit the mound and give them that solid, 6-inning game, he's somebody right now that you can rely on. Sorry, I'm just plugging in my charger, and I didn't realize how low my surface was. But
no, you're good.
I'd rather it not die on us while we're on.
We do the hard hitting journalism here, man. We know that our computers are.
Yeah, we're out and about checking on, sports statistics.
In the meantime, I don't know what we're doing. We have no idea what we're doing, but it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
I did have a question for you.
Go ahead.
So I posted something on Twitter a couple days ago, and just to kind of get some feelers out there, right? Simply put, it was, when does Javi's lack of discipline at the plate start to overshadow how good he is in the field? Because to me, I love Javier Baez, man. He's one of my favorite players to watch on this Cubs team. But we're reaching that point right now with the Cubs where you got to kind of make a decision on some of these guys. Bryant, Rizzo, Baez, Contreras, really everybody on that team. And to me, I don't see how you pay Francisco Lindor money to a guy like Javi Baez strictly for how great he is in the field.
Well, Javier Baez has been on both sides of my coin. He's been on the guy that I can't stand, the guy that I can't get enough of. All right. When he first came up, he was one of those guys where it's like he's free swinging, he drives me nuts, he chases that slider a little too much, and then I saw what this kid can do with the glove. All right, and he's absolutely phenomenal, and he does. I mean, he does still have 30 homers, 90 some odd RBIs a year. He still does his thing. He's still a guy that you can work around. You know what I mean? I love Javier Baez, man. I mean, it's not Jason Hayward out there, okay? It's not Jason Hayward where the guy's grounding every fucking ball into the second baseman, just rooting it into the second baseman,
right?
And batting a 210 with 45 RBIs and 45 double play balls grounded into. That's not Javier Baez. He strikes out a shit ton, all right? But the guy also hits 30 homers and has 90 RBIs. I think as long as he's doing his thing and keeping up with the back of his baseball card, he's never going to be a guy that hits 300. He's never going to be a guy that hits 280, 290. He's not going to be that guy. But if he can be Javier Baez and hit 265, 270, 30 homers.
Right now he's only hitting 226. That's far below where
what's
you're
Jason
wanting
Hayward
him to be.
hitting? $180?
Well, but here's the difference, though. We don't really expect much from Jason Hayward, right? Like, we're not talking about giving Jason Hayward that type of money again. We're talking about
we already gave him it.
Well, I understand we gave it to him. That's already over. That's done with. Now we're looking at who's going to get this next contract to help be that guy on this Cubs team. Because as it stands, I have a really hard time right now believing that the Ricketts family is going to be like, hey, you know what? Let's give it all to Baez. We don't need KB. We don't need Rizzo. I just don't know how, with the kind of offensive production that he has, yeah, he hits home runs. Yeah, he drives in runs, which is good and all. But, like, the dude is a strikeout machine.
Yeah, I mean, but he strikes out. All right, he strikes out. He's not grounding into double plays. All right, that's one thing that drives me nuts about Jason Hayward. I know that we were talking about Jason Hayward here, but Jason Hayward grounds into every time that guy is up to bat. He fucking rolls one over to the second baseman. Do you have any idea how frustrating that is for me? It's like once out of every 45, 50 at-bats, he does something useful. All right, Jason Hayward is the most frustrating player for me. Well, I take that back. Ian Happ fucking blows. All right, but Jason Hayward, man.
So Javi right now this year has 97 strikeouts to 8 walks. That's insane.
I know.
I'm going to see what Jason Hayward's at just for fun.
All right, do it. All I'm saying, man, is that I don't know. I hate him. I hate him. I love to hate him. I hate to love him.
So
that's how I feel about Javier Baez.
Jason Hayward has struck out 42 times, but walked 17 times.
Yeah, but he's out. How many games has he played? He was out for a little
53. 53 games.
Right. He was out a little bit. He was out for almost 20 games of baseball.
Javi's played 65. So a few more games, but I just think it's interesting to compare the numbers.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think? I mean, obviously we know that this Cubs team does not have what it takes to be the playoff bound team that everybody wants them to be, to start a rise, to get a rise in the playoffs. That's not this team.
No.
How are you feeling about this team, Angelo? What do you think?
So obviously I never want one of my Chicago teams to lose. You know me, I'm a huge Cubs fan, but it kind of threw a wrench in the plan at the beginning of the year, right? The plan was, hey, we're going to sell Darvish. We're going to trade him out. We're going to look to get less money on the books so that we can get younger, farm system. The thought was you were going to trade people like Chris Bryant, Javi Baez, rebuild that farm system and go forward. But now you're battling for the first spot in the NL Central, and can you really be sellers at a trade deadline when you're sitting at first place? I don't think you can. I think they should still look to sell some pieces, but I don't know how you tell the fan base, like, hey, we know we're in first place. We know we have a shot at making the playoffs, but we're going to start trading some people away.
That's exactly how you tell them. That's legitimately exactly how you tell them. We knew at the beginning of this year when they shopped out Hugh Darvish to San Diego for a bunch of poop dicks. All basically. Right. We didn't get shit in return for that deal. Okay. When you shopped out Hugh Darvish for a bunch of fucking non-competitive, non-big league ready, non-fucking minor league ready players, you knew what this team was. All right. They were sellers. They were trying to not rebuild, but reboot. All right. Retool. Retool, reboot, do what you got to do with the Chicago Cubs team. So if you at the deadline, I don't care if you're 10 games above and in first place, you got to get what you can for these guys if you're not going to re-sign them. That means Chris Bryant, Craig Kimbrell, Anthony Rizzo, Javier Baez, Wilson Contreras, all of them. I don't give a flying frog's fat green ass who you sell, but you have to get something in return for these Cowboys, okay? You got to get something in return for them, because if you don't, that is the biggest Cubs fail of the year.
I mean, look at right now, right? Kimbrell's playing out of this
fucking thing right now. I do not care. I'm waving it. White flag it. I was almost buying into the Kool-Aid 2 weeks ago when
you were buying.
I was buying in, but they don't have enough. Who the fuck are you going to throw out there? Alec Mills?
Right?
Are you kidding me?
Their starting pitching is terrible.
Jake Arrieta is getting blown up like a fucking helium balloon out there.
I knew when he came. We talked about this before before the season started about him coming back to this team, and we talked about what happens if he plays like the way he's playing right now. How does that tarnish his image with Cubs fans? And I love Jake, man. Jake the Snake, World Series, all that good stuff. But it is tough to watch him pitch right now.
Oh, no, it's miserable. The only person that I actually like watching pitch right now is Kyle Hendricks and Albert Alzolay. That's it.
Yeah, I like Alzolay just because
besides those two guys, he's got that little filthy, little junk ass little slider. I like that. It's pretty nice. But I don't know, man. Now we got all this spider tag stuff. Did you see last night Max Scherzer? They pulled him off to the side 3 times. Joe Girardi trying
to go UFC
trying to act like big dick millionaire Joe Girardi over here.
I know. It was ridiculous.
Oh, man. Chuck, I've never seen him sweat like that. I've never seen him rub his head like that.
Well, and then he went out and he explained it. He's like, all I have is the rosin bag. I need something else. So he's using the sweat to mix with the rosin to try to make it a little stickier. And that's all these pitchers have been saying this whole time is it helps us control the ball better. Batters don't seem to mind, right?
Well, no, they do mind. That's why it's being brought up.
I don't think all of them mind. I mean, you've heard interviews with guys saying, well, we want the pitchers to be able to use whatever they can so that they can control their pitches better, so that we know that we're a little more safe than we could be.
Listen, I'm on this aspect of the fence, okay? Mm-hmm. If you can't hit fucking 260 in the Major League Baseball, you shouldn't be in Major League Baseball.
True.
Plain and simple. If you can't hit 260, that's my cutoff. If you can't hit 260 in Major League Baseball, you shouldn't be in the big leagues. You're not a fucking big leaguer. You're a career 4A guy, okay? If you, as a Major League Baseball pitcher, what's wrong? What are you doing?
Well, Baez is a 261, so he just makes the cutoff.
There you go, then. All right, yeah, eat a dick.
I just wanted to look at that real quick.
All right, so here we go. If you, as a Major League Baseball pitcher, okay, cannot find the strike zone, you shouldn't be in the big leagues. Plain and simple. I mean, what is this, Bull Durham? We can't be dicking, we can't be messing around like this, man. If you need a sticky substance to make you throw a strike, you shouldn't be in the big leagues.
But I think it's a great
no excuse, man. There's no excuse. And cheating has been around in baseball forever.
Right. That's what I mean. If it goes back to, if everybody's doing it, is it really a competitive advantage? And it's not. Right. Okay,
so fine. Let the pitchers use their sticky substance and let everybody juice again.
I mean, in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, that's basically what happened. And baseball seen a rise in viewers because of it. I still think that even if you're juicing, there's more to hitting a baseball than just power. You
that's
gotta be able to
coordination for sure.
Right. So I mean, yeah, you're getting that little extra boost in strength, but you still have to be able to make contact at the right spot to get that ball to go where you want it to go.
It's hard to hit a round ball with a round bat squarely to produce a run to get a hit.
Right.
I understand that.
So if there's a couple, extra muscles in there to help you hit it a little further, I don't see it's that bad.
Especially when that round ball is coming in at 97 miles an hour. You know what I mean?
Right.
So speaking of that, Angelo, we have a big guest on with us. But before we hit up that guest, we're going to play a quick little word from one of our sponsors, Nick and Ivy Brewing Company in downtown Lockport. Guys, if you have not been there, go there. They just released a new They just released a peach beer. It's called Bad News.
Yeah, I've seen that. It's like the little gummy rings,
it's
right?
Super Mario. It tastes like the peach rings. It's unbelievable. The sour peach rings. It's unbelievable. Not only that, but the FaTMike is still on tap down there, and it's delicious.
If you ever wondered what FaTMike tastes like, that's not it.
It's sweaty jockstrap. That's what it tastes like all day long. Gross. But, guys, a quick word from our sponsor. They're located up in Lockport, Illinois, 1026 South State Street in Lockport. Get your asses down there and get a quick drink, and here's a quick word from them.
Hello, this is Paul from Nick and Ivy Brewing Company. We are located at 1026 South State Street in historic downtown Lockport, Illinois. We are very excited to be partnering up with the FaTMike Chicago Sports Show as well as the 1252 brand because we are one of the few Chicagoland breweries that embrace sports and sports culture. Come in for a fresh brewed beer made right here in Lockport while catching the game of your favorite team. Stay for the live music that we have booked every weekend. Or just come for a cozy atmosphere to enjoy a good conversation with a friend, loved one, or complete stranger. Nick and Ivy makes you feel right at home no matter what the occasion is. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook by searching for Nick and Ivy Brewing Company. Visit our website for our up-to-date tap list or to go shopping on our online store at nickivybrewing.com. That's Nikivy brewing.com. Come in today for fresh brewed beer born and raised in Lockport, Illinois.
We are back, man. Go ahead.
I'm going to say that I love that music. It's so just like upbeat, inviting. Makes you want to go and grab some FaTMike lager and swig it down.
And listen, man, it is a good beer. I was up there today helping them out a little bit, doing some stuff, farting around, and I had a couple FaTMikes up there. They're really tasty, man. They're really, really tasty. It's such a good beer. I'm not going to lie. And then
I told you got to send me some.
You can't send alcohol. Did you know that? You can't mail alcohol?
In Wisconsin, you can. It is legal to do that.
Well, I don't think it is.
You can't smoke. You can't smoke weed. You can't sports bet, but you can ship alcohol to somebody's house. So
that's ridiculous.
Thank you. I know
that's ridiculous. Well, that being said, man, we do have our one of our awesome guests joining us tonight, Mr. Masher of Baseballs, man. Former Chicago White Sox, former Twin, former New York Yankee. Okay, come in part of the Southside Hitmen joining us tonight, Mr. Eric Soderholm. Eric, how we doing, my man? You hear us loud and clear?
I can hear you loud and clear. Yeah, Mike. I guess we have a mutual friend, Larry Brogan.
Yeah. I'm sorry. What's that, Eric?
I don't know if you can hear me or not. I got a very old computer.
No, yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. What I just wanted to, we have a mutual friend. What'd you say?
Oh yeah, isn't Larry Brogan a good friend of yours?
Yes, Larry. I've known Larry Brogan since I've been. Oh boy, I've known Larry Brogan since I've been 6 years old. He's a good friend of mine. I've known him for years.
Well, do you know that he and my friend together for 7 years, and I don't think either one of them believe in marriage, but there's a lot of great unconditional love between those two, and he's become like a son-in-law. We call him son-in-love, not son-in-law, but he's a wonderful guy, and God, he does so many great things for him.
Yeah, Larry's fantastic. Like I said, I've known Larry for years, always being a pain in the ass to Larry, hopping in and out of his tattoo shop when I was a little punk-ass kid. I've known Larry for years. Larry's very, very good people. I've known him forever. I've known him. I mean, oh my God, him and my brother Josh almost share a birthday. They're super close. But yeah, I've known Larry for years, man. He's been awesome.
Well, great. That's how we got together tonight. So thanks to Larry.
Yes. All right, Eric. We're having a little bit of a delay here, but we're gonna try and push through it. Angela, are you hearing this delay as well?
Yeah, just a little bit.
All right. We're gonna try and push through it here. I'll fix it in the broadcast in the upload. But Eric, you were part of the Southside Hitmen. You were on that Chicago team from what 78 to 81. And then you were traded up to the New York Yankees. So now there's all this big stuff going on in baseball right now, and that's kind of what I wanted to kind of chime in with you too. There's all this big news going on with this spider tack or this sticky tack for the pitchers in the MLB. What was some of the stuff? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
77.
All right, we're gonna have to drop Eric out a second and bring him back in. He's lagging real bad. Angela, are you getting anything from him?
Yeah, it's lagging, but I was trying to make the best of it. See,
yeah, let's see if we can bring him back on here. Let's see if this helps again. All right, Eric, really quick, we're bringing you back on again. Let's see if this helps. All right, Eric, are you there with us? Is this better? Well, what the fuck? All right, Eric Soderholm's computer is, I don't know if it's my internet or Eric's internet.
Your internet has been suspect for a few weeks, but
yeah, but I'm good right now. It's bad with Eric right now. But yeah, no, what we wanted to talk to him about was the spider tack stuff. It's been a mess, and it's hard to go about it. Angela, let's talk a little bit about this. I'm gonna text Eric right now and see if he can hop off and rejoin. But I mean, how do you feel about this? We've had a couple pitchers come on out and say, like Cole, Garrett Cole up in New York.
Cole, yeah.
When he was first asked about it, he couldn't figure it out.
Yeah,
and he couldn't answer the question. I'm not really sure. And then it was like literally a 14-second pause.
Yeah. Usually when that's the answer to the question,
yes,
it's a lie. So, or that the answer you're looking for is the right answer.
Right.
So I think we talked about this a little bit earlier in the show, man. Like I don't think it's as big of a deal as the fiasco that it's turned into this season. Obviously, using a substance to help the spin rate, I believe we talked about this before, is, it helps the hitter realize what kind of a pitch it is, where it's going, all that good stuff. I think what Major League Baseball should have done is just wrote it out this season, let it go, and then deal with it during the offseason. Said, hey, this is what we're going to allow you guys to do, or we're going to allow you guys to use this substance and this one only. We will be checking on if you're using something else, period. Boom. It would have ended it right there. I think by introducing all this BS in the middle of the season, it just causes unnecessary news, unnecessary focus on the wrong part of the game. Baseball only seems to ever really be in the news for something negative, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So, what do you think?
I don't know, man. Like I said before, we started getting into it with Eric here a little bit, and everything got all freeze bot worthy. Like everything was. But like I said before, if you can't throw a fucking strike and you're in the big leagues, you shouldn't be in the big leagues. Plain and simple.
Right.
Like I said, if you can't hit the ball if you can't hit 260, if you can't hit 26% of the time, then what the fuck are you doing in the big leagues? All right. And with the pitchers and stuff like that, okay, I get it. I understand. It was probably during the steroid era that all this stuff was being passed down from pitcher to pitcher. Hey, put some pine tar here, or put some, Vaseline on your belt, or put some Vaseline in your back pocket, or something of those sorts. Okay. because these guys are cheating. Why can't we cheat? That's the way I kind of look at it, okay? And it was passed down from generation to generation to generation, and it was overlooked because of the steroid era.
Right.
That's how I look at it. And it's been going on for what, 20 years, 25 years after the fact. So it's kind of suspect. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I don't know, man. Either way, you're cheating. I just want to see baseball back at its best, where guys are sitting there, where you guys have hitters like Tim Anderson. Okay, yeah, he may not have an high on base percentage, but the guy still hits 300 and ends up having 20 to 25 homers, 80 to 87, 89 RBIs. That's the baseball I want to see. I want to see Tony La Russa type baseball. Get him on, get him over, get him in, because that's baseball. This boomer bust bullshit is not baseball. Joey Gallo is not fucking baseball. I'm sorry. Joey Gallo can eat a big bag of dicks and get the fuck right out of baseball because he drives me nuts.
So real quick, Chubbs nailed it on the head. You said you don't really like the cheating, but like that's what Tony La Russa baseball is. Tony La Russa baseball is old school baseball. That's what they were doing back then. I'm not frozen on my end. No, you're froze. Mike is frozen. Well, I don't know if I'm froze or if Mike's froze, but I believe he's frozen. But we were just talking about ways that, yeah, Mike is. Are you back yet, Mike? He is frozen. Thank you, Chubbs. I know it was him. I knew it wasn't me. So,
what, you get frozen?
No, dude. Hey, Chubbs said it was you, and Mike is frozen. So I know it was not me.
Chubbs. All right. So what were you saying now? I apologize.
Tony La Russa baseball is cheating baseball.
It's not cheating baseball.
I mean,
it's not. It's bunting a guy over. It's getting him on. It's getting him in. It's not. He doesn't have a team full of guys that hit fucking 210 with 50 homers and 60 RBIs. Those guys blow. It's not.
How was his pitching staff? How was his pitching staffs when he was there?
What do you mean? He's had some really good pitching staffs.
Right. So I mean, like if this stuff has been going, I'm not saying it's just Tony La Russa, but I'm saying like this stuff has been going on in baseball forever, man. Like cheating all the way back to, I remember Cap and J Hood were telling a story about how pitchers used to scuff the ball before they threw it back on their stuff, you know, on their catcher gear. Like cheating's been going on since the beginning of this sport. Obviously, people have watched it. I don't see why it's a huge deal if it's been this way. You know what I mean? That's just me personally.
I mean, I get it, but like I don't understand your comparison.
I was just saying, like,
baseball is cheating. Tony La Russa actually plays the game. I mean, he has his team playing the right way.
I didn't mean like he plays cheater baseball. I'm just saying like his teams have also, I'm sure, utilized these tricks. Like,
oh yeah,
baseball is a
Jesus
corrupt
Christ,
sport.
He had Mark McGwire and Jose Canseco on a fucking team.
I mean,
but you look at his pitching staffs. He had some pretty solid pitching staffs, man. I mean, Chris Carpenter, Mark Mulder. I mean, he's had some solid pitching staffs.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just think the fact that they made such a big deal about this during the season is kind of, it's ridiculous. Like I said, I think they should have waited till the end of the season. That's just me.
Yeah. But something had to be done about it now, though, because it's a big thing now. Just like the Houston Astros thing was a big deal now. So
well, that's a little different, man. Like reading pitcher signs and stealing signs, like, yes, that is a complete cheat job. Like,
right,
to know what pitch is coming, to warn your batter so they know when to swing and not to swing. It's different when the batter still has to guess because of spin rate or still has to make contact even if he's juicing. Like there's a little bit difference there, at least in my opinion.
Right. Well, really quick, let's see. It looks like Eric's back on with us really quick. Let's see if we can add him on here. Let's see if he can get this thing going here. Hopefully it works pretty good. Eric, are you with us?
I can hear you, yes.
All right, perfect. This sounds a little bit better. I think we just had to redo some stuff. So, Eric, when we were talking about you were part of the White Sox Southside Hitmen teams, and we're talking about the cheating stuff in baseball here. So what was some of the stuff that was going on when you were in the league that you knew about? How was your era of baseball trying to cheat the system?
Yeah. I'm going to say the prevalent thing was amphetamine greenies back in my day. Matter of fact, they were kind of openly displayed sometimes. You know, you'd be on an all-night flight and then you'd have an afternoon game or something. And there was a few guys popping some greenies, and I was certainly one of them, and I was tired for sure. But it was not, I'm not trying to make excuses, but it's like drinking 3 or 4 cups of coffee. You know, it's like it just kind of wakes you up and gets you ready to go to the starting gate in the game, you know. So I'm not justifying it, but you asked me what we used back then. I mean, the steroid era then came on much later, and Lord knows what they use nowadays to try to mask everything. But the world of competition and the money that they're being paid is so gigantic now. It's like what do you got to lose? You know, you want to these things do help you play better. I mean, when I was taking an amphetamine, it wasn't that it made me a better player. You had a more feeling of aggressiveness, you know, like, all right, I'm in this battle. Let's go kind of thing, you know? And you know, you do, unfortunately, the world of competition is like that. And with the stakes being so high, you sometimes resort to cheating or whatever you want to call it to try to get an advantage on your opponent. And that's the world of competition that we live in. And I almost teasingly said one time when somebody asked me that question, I said there should be 2 leagues. One league that allows any drug you want to take, you can take, and another league that you have to test clean every week, just like you had to test for COVID. You know, and I wonder how many fans would end up going to the ones that are straight. They'd probably all end up in the other ones that are high as a kite. Because, you know, you tend to lose that fear, you know, you tend to be more aggressive. You know, that's what the steroids did. I wasn't in that era, but it just makes you feel more aggressive. I know I got a little long-winded there, but our breaks we break up so much. I figure it's better that we all talk a little longer so we don't have to deal with the delay, you know?
It was beautiful. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Now, what do you know? What have you seen or heard of from your era of baseball from the late 70s to into the 80s on what pitchers were doing? Was it amphetamine still? Was it still greenies, or were they still cheating with, like, you know, slick stuff and Stickey's tack and shit like that?
But the answer to your question is both. Everybody's always trying to get an advantage, and I remember I got a chance to play with Gaylord Perry when I was on the Yankees, and he had stacks of towels on the bench, and under each towel I think was a different layer of juice, you know, grease and stuff that he would put all over himself. And so Gaylord had this tremendous spitball that was notorious, very hard to hit too. It'd be like a knuckleball. It just dropped off a table, and you go, "What was that?" And everybody would laugh. The umpire might laugh, because he had such a reputation of throwing the spitball. So it just they try to stop you from cheating. Everybody tries to stop, just like your mother tried to stop you from being a bad boy, Mike. But it's like you're going to be a bad boy. You know what I mean? That's what life experiences are about.
Every day of my life, she tried to stop that. It didn't happen. I'm still a bad guy now. Now I'm not a bad boy. I'm a bad guy. That's all. Now, you were on some of the most predominant teams here in Chicago, the Southside Hitmen, which was an absolutely huge thing here in the late 70s, early 80s. And you had some pretty excellent years, career numbers, in fact, with home runs. Tell us a little bit about what it was playing on that White Sox team, being a part of the Chicago Southside Hitmen.
It was especially great for myself because I had a very serious knee situation, and it was threatening to end my career quite early. And I got down to the Nautilus weight training equipment, which was just putting themselves on the map. That Dick Buckus was doing some sponsorship work for them. And they said to me, look, we know the doctors are saying that you got, less than 50 chance of coming back. But if you'll let us rehab your knees, and we'll train you also, and don't charge us, and we're going to film it all, and we can use it as a promotional video for Nautilus, which was trying to put themselves on the map. We will train you for free. And the Minnesota Twins didn't do that. They wanted me to train under their doctors, but I thought it was a beautiful opportunity to get by myself and bring my wife and 2 kids down, and just we rented a little camper trailer, and we went to the Nautilus Workout Center in Lake Helen, Florida. And I just got very, very strong over those 8 months, stronger than I've ever had been. Did not use steroids. It was all natural. And came out, and the most home runs I'd ever had before that was like 11. The potential that people can have. And I went out and popped 25 home runs, and came back from a very serious knee operation and won the Comeback Player of the Year. So it was a big, big year for me in '97 for me personally. It was an exciting year for the fans because we were like the Bad News Bears. You had, when you go around the infield, I was at third base, and with my bad knee, I was like a step and a dive to get the ball. Alan Bannister, our shortstop, he had rotor cuff surgery, so he slung it over there from shortstop. George Order was at second base, and he was a great hitter but couldn't turn a double play. And Lamar Johnson was just like big dude, a target at first base, but not real agile at first base, if you get my drift. And Ralph Garth in left field, and everybody held their breath every time a ball was hit his way. And Richie Ziston, right, he was like me at third. He was like a 5. I mean, he was like a big sloth. But the only legitimate player that we really had was Chet Lemon, and he had to cover the whole outfield. And but we had a team just pound the ball. I mean, every night we were coming back from a deficit and ended up winning a lot of games. We were like 100-1 before the season started, so everybody was shocked. But they were packing the stands every night, and how momentum gets going, and that energy builds and builds, and then we were riding that energy for a long time until about the end of August. Kansas City came in town, and we had a big series with them. And I remember the "Na Na Na Hey Hey Goodbye" song all of a sudden came on. And on the scene, and they took really offense to that, and we'd hit some home runs and tip our hats, come out of the dugout, and the fans would not stop clapping until we tipped our hats. So we started that whole phenomenon thing, and Kansas City took it very personally and thought we were showboating. And so Hal McRae hits a home run and literally goes step by step by step by. Must have taken 5 minutes to round the bases. That was probably not 5 minutes, but close to it. It seemed like it. And he was just showboating. Then he tipped his hat at the end, and he was just kind of sending a message to us about showboating. And I think most of us felt like he was probably right. And but we got caught up in that whole momentum thing. But hey, we played well at the end of this season, and we went like 15-15 our last 30 games. But Kansas City went like 24-6 or something, and they went by us like we were standing still. But nonetheless, right. It was a memorable year. I mean, it's 45 years later, and people still come up to me and say that was one of the most exciting years they ever have witnessed as a White Sox fan.
Right, Angela, you got anything for Eric?
Well, I was just going to ask you, Eric, you talk about the excitement for that team. What is your excitement level for this current White Sox team? There's a lot of guys on this team that have a little bit of flash, have a lot of success at the plate, good defense. The city of Chicago right now for the Southside is buzzing. What is your feeling on this White Sox team?
No, I'm part of that buzz too. I mean, it's exciting to know that you're in first place and beating people pretty good. It reminds me kind of like they're the Southside Hitmen, but they got pitching. We were the Southside Hitmen, and we had very mediocre pitching. Steve Stone hadn't come into his prime yet. Wilbur Wood was our like ace, with the knuckleball. So we were a little short on pitching. But this team has got some great pitching, great hitting, and two of their best players have been out. So, and they're rumored to be coming back by the end of the season. So I don't think there's any question that the White Sox should remain in contention all year long, and it would not surprise me if they actually go to the World Series.
So that being said, Eric, do you think they have a legitimate chance on winning the World Series this year? Do you think they have enough? Do you think they have what it takes to be a World Series contender?
I think that's more about momentum as you're going in. I think the caliber of players that you have on a team can get you there. You got to have the horses to win the race, and I think he's got the horses. And on any given series, anybody can really win it because there's a lot of great talent up there. I remember when I was on the Yankees in 1980, we won I think 104, 105 games that year, and we far and away were the best team going into the playoffs. And I think we were only like 3-1 or 2-1 to win the World Series. Had a great team, and we got our ass handed to us in the very first round. George Brett just got on fire, and I think he hit 2 or 3 home runs in that series, and we got sent packing for the very first round. And we were the best team, in my opinion, and I think other people will agree. We were the best team by far. And so you never know what happened. On any given day, anybody can beat anybody in most cases.
That being said, we have a really good story here in Chicago with both teams being in the hunt, the White Sox and the Chicago Cubs. This is my last question for you, Eric, too. And I know that, since you played for the White Sox, you're probably more of a White Sox fan. I'm not going to bug you too much on it, okay? But we got two in the hunt teams here with the Chicago Cubs. We were talking earlier before we had you on, before you came on with us, about our Chicago Cubs. Are they going to be buyers or sellers at the break? And do you envision this team, if they're up or within the hunt, being a white flag team, just like the Chicago White Sox were at one point?
I like the Cubs also. It's funny that like last year they were both so good, and then the COVID thing hit, and I actually posted some on Facebook that said, "Wouldn't it be something if the White Sox and the Cubs go to the World Series and nobody can go to the game?" I mean, those tickets. I used to be in the ticket business, so those tickets would be gigantic if that ever happened. I'm not in the ticket business anymore, so it doesn't really matter. But it's a long shot that they can both play each other in the World Series. But I do like both teams. I think both teams are competitive, and if the ball bounces right and you get injury situations resolved or kind of get injury free, especially with your pitching staff, it's a possibility that does exist this year for sure, that they could play each other.
And thinking about it really quick, Eric, after baseball, what have you been up to? What have you been doing after baseball? What have you been up to?
Right after my career was over, I went to work for Dallas Green and the Cubs. I thought I would get into the front office business. I realized very quickly that the money on the other side was not real good. And so after a couple of years of doing advanced scouting and helping Dallas Green with trades, I got into the baseball camp business and opened up a hitting school where I taught young promising hitters, gave them private hitting lessons. And then after that became pretty successful, then I had an opportunity to get in the ticket business. So I opened up a company called looks like the front row. We answered the phone front row tickets. And with a lot of fortune, we had the Bears go to the Super Bowl in '85. Michael Jordan comes on the scene in the '90s. I have 6 championships. And as a ticket broker, 6 championship seasons, you can make a lot of money. And we did. And everything was rolling really, really well until this thing called StubHub came on the scene and made everybody a ticket broker. So the business kind of started folding, and I ended up selling it for a minimal amount of money back in 2014, I think. And then I got into my daughter got me into the wellness business. She was working for a guy named Deepak Chopra out in California. And she said, Dad, we got to open up a wellness center here in Chicago and do what he's doing. And so we started in a shopping center, and now it's grown to this other world. Look it up on the computer if you like. It's a gorgeous A-frame, and we do all kinds of healing arts, massage, chiropractic care, acupuncture, yoga, meditation. We try to teach people how to relieve stress in their life and really enjoy their journey in life. So that's what I'm doing now. I got to be honest with you. I'm actually more proud of creating Solder World and seeing all the healing and the help that it's doing for people than I was in playing 9.5 years in the major leagues. I mean, that's how big this thing is.
It sounds like I need to go there because I'm trying to plan a wedding right now. It sounds like I need to go there. I'm trying to plan a wedding right now, and it's been nothing but chaos, man. It's been nothing but chaos. I'm stressed to the max. I need some acupuncture right in my temples, I think. Just like right all in this area. Just like right in the brain. I don't even care if I start drooling. If that's the case, then that's what it is. Eric, I want to say thank you so much for coming on with us tonight. I really do appreciate it. You're the best, man. Thank you for giving us some insight on everything about what it was like playing for the Southside Hitmen and what you've been doing after the fact. We really appreciate it, man, and we'll be talking soon.
Thanks, Eric.
Well, thank you, Mike. I appreciate you having me on, and I'm sorry for the bad connection I had. I'm not computer savvy, and I have a very old computer, and I'm sure it's probably my computer, not yours. But thanks for having me on.
It's probably mine, Eric. It's probably mine. I have AT&T, and they're going to hear it. I'm telling you. I'm going to bang zoom them to the moon one of these days. I promise you. Thanks so much, man. We'll talk soon.
Nice talking with you. Nice meeting both of you.
All right, guys. Eric Soderholm coming on here, telling us about what it was like in those early 70s teams, the late 70s teams, early 80s teams. Cheating's been part of the game, man. It is what it is. And it kind of sucks, man, because like it makes me think like, okay, how good really was guys like Roger Clemens? Okay, granted, he's a steroid user, but then guys like even before him, Greg.
So think about all these pitchers, right, in recent years that have gotten these big time contracts for the numbers that they put up, right? How much of it is actual skill versus substances that they were using? You know what I mean? It makes you really question a lot of different players and a lot of this money that's just been thrown all over the place.
Right. And it kind of breaks your heart because I remember at a time when in baseball in the early 2000s there where it was A-Rod and Albert Pujols. Those were the two best players in baseball, right? And as much as I never could stand A-Rod. I always hated A-Rod. I still hate A-Rod, okay?
I mean, he broke up with J-Lo, so he can't be that smart of a guy.
Well, anyways, besides that, I don't even give a shit about that. I don't give a fuck about the guy's personal life. All right. I don't care. I really don't care. All right. I don't care if he's hanging out with homeless chicks. I don't care. Let him do his thing. All right. But at that time, when he tested positive for steroids, it would have broke. And as much as I hate the St. Louis Cardinals, it would have broke my heart to find out if Albert Pujols had tested positive for steroids, because he was my favorite player in baseball at the time.
Bro, you have this love for all these rival team players.
No, I have no love for the St. Louis Cardinals. I wouldn't care if their plan landed in the Rockies tonight. I wouldn't care. But Albert Pujols crash landed in the Rockies, and they had to go straight up eat each other because they can't get down the mountain slope. All right, I wouldn't care. All right. Resort to straight cannibalism. I wouldn't care. All right. But Albert Pujols was my guy. All right, like, as much as I hated him because it seemed like he was up twice an inning against the Cubs, I still loved Albert Pujols. He was absolutely unbelievable. And if he would have tested positive for steroids in that mix, it would have legitimately broken my heart, and it would have ruined the game of baseball for me because he was the most exciting baseball player to watch. You're talking about a guy besides him, Frank Thomas. The only other player to do what they did in their first 8 to 10 years of baseball was Ted Williams, where it was 30 homers, 100 RBIs, and a 300 average. That's a player, man. That's a gamer. That's what baseball needs today. And that's what baseball is absolutely lacking today is that type of guy. Now, granted, Albert Pujols is a monster power hitter, and I get that. But that type of player is very few and far between and has been in baseball for over the last decade and a half. It's been missing. You need that guy. You need more of those guys to make baseball fun again. Go back and look at – I know it's stupid, but go back and look at guys in like the 1920s. Ty Cobb, Rogers Hornsby. You know, like these guys are hitting 300, clip of an on-base percentage of 450, a slugging percentage of 570. That's baseball, man. And there were some stud-ass pitchers. Don't forget, there was Ty Cobb in that fucking era. Don't forget there was Whitey Ford in that. There were a bunch of monster pitchers in that era. Baseball was baseball then. It's not like it is today, and it bothers me. Really quick, before we get into our next interview, guys, we got two quick little words for you. We got one from over at our guy, Jonathan Darren at the Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group out in Homer Glen. And we also have one from our buddy, Mark Berardi, and he's absolutely phenomenal. I love Mark Berardi. He's great, and you guys will love his ad as well. So here we go. Quick little word from our sponsors here, Jonathan Darren at Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Darren, licensed real estate broker with Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group in Homer Glen. Are you looking to buy or sell? Have you been disappointed in the past? The Jonathan Darren team with Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group focuses on providing you with a concierge level of service during the process of buying or selling. We are a service-oriented team with a fresh and professional approach to selling real estate. Our goal is to combine knowledge, skills, and passion to exceed our clients' expectations, and most of all, we truly care. We are a knowledgeable real estate team focused on offering expertise and innovative solutions for our clients. The Jonathan Darren team has 5 full-service real estate brokers and a dedicated full-time marketer servicing all of Chicagoland. We will customize a detailed plan around your timeline for a sale, purchase, investment, estate, or other needs. Real estate transactions can be stressful, but don't need to be. Let us handle it for you. Visit our website, homesbyjdt.com, or call 708-308-1938 today. Expect better in real estate. Choose the Jonathan Darren team.
If you guys are looking to buy a house, just like John Darren, he'll help you find the house. Mark Berardi will be the lawyer that helps secure everything up. He is the best. He's also located out in Homer Glen, right off of Founders Circle there out in Homer Glen, right off of in between 159th and 143rd in Bell. He's the best. And if you don't believe me, here's this quick little ad. It's amazing.
Call Mark Berardi, the best fucking lawyer in town.
And that speaks the truth, guys. He's the best fucking lawyer in town. Okay, so make sure you guys go to him for everything. I know I'm going to go to him in about 6 months when my divorce is getting tied up. It's going to be fantastic. I can't wait. So it's going to be awesome. But Angelo,
we've talked about how we're just the one-stop shop for all your marital problems.
Yep. You want a divorce? You want to get married? Talk to Mark Berardi.
Well, and we got White Oak business. We got White Oak, and then we have John, where you can buy a house, and then you can go to get a divorce, and then you can go to Nick and Ivy and drink your sorrows away after.
Right.
So
drink your tears and your beer.
A one-stop shop for.
It's all about divorce here at the FaTMike Chicago Sports Show, guys. Even though I'm not married, I get married in September, and we're already planning this divorce. But all right. So we had Eric on. He was awesome. Told us a little bit about the stuff. Now let's transfer over here, man. We got our guy August Deuser. He's been waiting in the winds here. He's already half an hour late because of the bad internet connection.
So we got August waiting. We also have Tarbill waiting. Do you want to add Tarbill to this so he didn't just jump on for no reason?
He can come on, I guess. Yeah, let's bring him on. All right, Tarbill, what's going on?
What's up, fellas? How you doing?
Well, we're
All
doing
right,
good. Mike's internet's not doing so well, but
I've been
better
peppy.
now. It's
I've
better.
been
Mike's
peppy.
doing fine now.
Yeah, now it is. So
I've been peppy. I've been good. So let's bring on our guy here, August Deuser. Mr. Aug, how are you, my man? How are we doing?
What's going on, my brothers?
Sorry about holding you up so late, man. Sorry about holding you up so late.
It's all right. Who's Tarbill?
Tarbill. He's
How's
Tarbill.
it going?
Hey, Tarbill, what's up?
I had him jump on because I couldn't trust Mike's internet, and I felt bad for him just sitting in the background waiting for Mike's internet to cut out. So I just invited him on the show.
All right, man.
So we brought a third to this party, Aug. We brought a third.
It's all right.
Three's company, four is a party, right?
Tarbill's all right so far.
He's only said two things.
Right.
He can't see the Cubs shirt though.
Oh, stupid Tarbill. You got to go off then.
Sorry, Tarbill. Our guest says so. Goodbye. All right, no. We'll bring it back here. All right. So, Aug.
Yes, sir.
You are one of the original Grabowskis. Give us a little bit of rundown of what the Grabowskis were, how it all started.
Well, the Grabowski was Ditka kept talking about Grabowski. And Jim Grabowski actually played for the Bears and the Packers. And he was just a tough, hard-nosed football player. And they decided they were going to have a tryout for the Grabowskis to be in this video with Ditka. So, listen, I'm born and raised on the South Side. If anybody's a Grabowski, it's me. So I go down there and I try out, and I got to be in the video with Ditka. Talked to the coach a half dozen times. He's cool with me because he knew I was a regular guy. So, hey, he's a straight shooter. He's the same as you see him on the field.
Take no shit type of guy, huh?
Take no shit. That's my kind of guy.
That's the South Side in us down here, right?
That's right, brother. They say we're all bipolar on the South Side, and that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
My uncle lives on the South Side. I could see a little bit of that. That's
we don't take shit from anybody.
It's that South Side water stream, I think. You know what we get in water. We don't get all hoity-toity down here. We get fuck you, buddy. That's the type of water we get. Yeah.
That's how we are. We're regular guys.
We're not from Wisconsin. You know what I mean?
Well, hey, listen, I don't want to make fun of the cheeseheads.
You can.
They lost Rodgers, so they're going to be crying in their soup. So, hey, what are you going to do?
I got so many friends up here who are like, oh, he'll be back. Man, you guys think there's any way this dude shows up?
Camacho.
Yeah.
You don't have any friends.
That's true. But I have acquaintances. I have acquaintances. But
just joking, brother.
No, I don't. Mike's my only friend right now. And that shows you the level of my friends. Where did he go?
Mike
He
go?
just free.
Oh, there he is.
He's being ridiculous. Like
only friend, I'm out of here.
Mike on speaker.
Only friend, I'm out of here. No, okay. So after the Grabowski thing, obviously it was picked up by SNL. They kind of robbed you.
Well, here's what happened.
Yeah, give us a rundown on that.
The guy that did the music, his name was Richard Tufo, and he was from Roosevelt Street. He was a good guy. So he says to me, one time we're driving somewhere in a car, he says, hey, we got this skit planned for Saturday Night Live called Superfan. He says to me, do you want to try out for it? I said, look, dude, I'm going back to school. I got a 3-year-old son. I'll be in it if you want me to be in it, but I'm not trying out. Forget about it. So they got the big fat ass George Wendt from Cheers to get involved with it. But I knew about it before any of those guys. And you know what? Listen, I didn't have the time to be involved in that. And if it didn't go anywhere for me, what did I have to fall back on? So I went back to school. I got my degree and I became a teacher. So, but I'm still a Grabowski. You see what I'm saying?
You're one of the OGs. Yeah, it's not you. It's not George.
I'm looking
Wendt,
for a
it's you.
special team. We're working hard is more than a dream. Gang I want is tried and true. What they say is what they do. They're sometimes fake but never phony. Don't eat steak, then spit baloney. This group is always in the action. Winning is their satisfaction. When they get going, folks will cheer, don't call them Smiths. We're GRABOWSKIS, baby, and we kick ass. And I'll bet you Ditka can't remember that from the Grabowski Shuffle. My guy Ditka.
So how many, obviously doing all that stuff with the Grabowskis, you've been around the team, you've been around the players. Who are some of the guys that you were actually hanging around with when you guys were doing that stuff?
Well, mostly I would talk to Ditka because during the tapings, he was there. So I would talk to Ditka because he's a regular guy. I mean, he's a straight shooter. You know, when you see him on TV, he's the same way in person. I mean, you know how he is. He doesn't mince words. If you want me to tell you a story during the filming, what he did, we're on the stage.
Absolutely.
We're on the stage doing the filming, and the Lovables are in the audience, and Ditka's in front of us, and we're behind him. The 5 Grabowskis, and his Rolex keeps falling off on the floor. I said to myself, you know what? This Rolex is going to take a flight pretty soon. So lo and behold, it falls off again. He throws that Rolex off the back wall, and he's using profanities toward the producer. So after we did the taping, the producer comes up to me. He says, hey, what'd you think of that? I said, what do you mean, what do I think of it? I thought it was great. I said, I'm from the South Side. We're all bipolar. I said, it was funny to me. I was the only one laughing. The whole place was quiet. Ditka turns around and winks at me. It was hysterical. And that's how he is. I mean, he's a competitive guy. He wanted to be at football camp, and this thing was running over. So he was getting boiled up. So before I forget, Mike, I'm running for state rep in the 37th district.
Yes.
I'm running against Timmy Ozinga, who's a millionaire, and his father bought the election for him last time. But if people would go to my website, www.deuser, DEUSER.US, and check me out. As you know, Mike, I'm a straight shooter, and I tell it like it is.
Yes, sir.
There's no bullshit with me. I'm a South Sider, born and raised. My father was a Chicago policeman. He was tough as nails, and that's how we grew up. You talk, you just say it like it is, period.
Right, exactly, and that's one thing I love about you, Og. There's no beating around the bush with you guys, especially with you, man. We're Southside. That's the way it goes. I mean,
You're the same way, brother.
I know. We're gonna wrap a golf club around some dude's head. That's what we're gonna do.
If people
Harville didn't get to hear that story.
I didn't get to hear that one, but
tell him the story, Og. Tell him the story. What happened a couple weeks ago?
Mike wanted a lesson. I went out and met him at Water's Edge, and I'm giving him a golf lesson. He says, hey, oh, come on, I want to show you the 17th hole. It's beautiful. I says, okay. So Mike takes me out to the 17th hole. He says, man, this is a beautiful hole, isn't it? I said, yeah, it really is. It's a nice golf course. I never played there. On the way back, we're coming up the 18th fairway, not the 18th fairway, but the 18th cart path. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, something hits our cart. We didn't have the glass protector on there. It hit the bar. I said, Mike, what the hell was that? He said, it's a golf ball. It came from the first tee. You know, if that ball would have hit Mike or I in the head, we wouldn't be here. I'm telling you.
Wow.
It was flying. So
it would have killed us. It would have killed us.
Mike drives over, and I said, dude, didn't you ever hear yelling floor? And then Mike, politely said, listen, Jagoff, I should wrap this club around your neck. So
politely.
Politely. So we go out to the cars in the parking lot, and this
Jagoff.
Jackass Ranger comes over and he says, hey guys, that was a friend of mine. They had to right away. I said, what are you talking about? Right away. I said, when you're on a golf course, when you hit somebody with the ball in the cart, you're supposed to yell for. So, he started up with us, but Mike and I laid a couple F-bombs on him, and he just took off.
A couple. He's like, those guys are my friends, and that's his wife. I'm like, I don't care if it's the fucking Pope with his boyfriend. He should yell for before he almost fucking kills us.
Yeah, it was crazy.
No shit, man. Wow.
That was crazy.
It was bad news. It was bad news. We almost died, man. We almost died. It would have been bad. I could have easily got struck in the temple, drove the cart in the lake. We're too top heavy. We're gonna sink with the cart. It's a bad deal. It's a bad deal.
That would only happen with you and I.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And let it be known, only one beer was drinking in that time frame between the two of us.
That's true.
So we were not drunk. We were not drunk.
No, we weren't.
We were sober, and that guy just sucks at golf. But plain and simple.
I'm pretty terrible at golf too.
Yeah, so, Og, one more time. How can we follow you? How can we vote for you, man? How can we follow you?
All right, listen. Go to my website, www.deuser.us. Everything on there. I'm a straight shooter. There's no pretension in me. You ask me a question, I'll answer it honestly. You may not like my answer, but I'll answer you in an honest manner. And hey, that's only my opinion. I'm a pro-life guy. I'm pro-Second Amendment. I'm pro-education, and I'm pro-police. So, it is what it is. And I got the looks. Ozinga got the money. So, vote.
You got the looks for sure.
Vote for me because I'm a straight shooter, and I'll try to get something done that's correct. Like, we need term limits. Everybody knows it. Everybody talks about it, but nobody does anything about it. And I'm one of those guys, hey, if I was elected, I'd be a constant pain in the ass about term limits.
Not only is he a straight shooter, guys, but he's also a hunk, so you got to vote for him. It's www.deuser.us. Get on there and look up his website, look up his stuff, ask him a bunch of questions, do what you got to do. Og, man, I appreciate you coming out and talking to us about the Grabowskis, my man. I appreciate it. Thank you. You guys are you're the best, man. You're the best. Thanks, bro. All right, Mr. August Deuser, man. Hey, listen, I've known Mr. Deuser forever, and I used to love listening to all those stories growing up. Him and his son and I are really close friends. I've known his son since we've been in kindergarten, for crying out loud. And he used to tell me all these Grabowski stories, and it was like, no way you were hanging out with Ditka. Come on, get the fuck out of here. And for some reason, and this is no bullshit, Angelo, Tarville, this is no joke. Big Og has always kind of like took me under his wing a little bit because I was always that dude like that I am now. Like the version that you see of me now, where I would tell somebody to get fucked real quick, is the same way I was when I was like 7 years old. I'm like, no, you're wrong.
I could picture 7-year-old FaTMike walking around, got a cigar in his mouth.
Honestly,
got a beer in his hand, telling
not
people
a beer
to fuck
yet.
off.
I was sober for 11 years once, and then I turned 12.
And the shit was on.
And then shit just went downhill after that. I mean, I'm not from Wisconsin. I know how to pound them real quick. You know what I mean? I had a full-grown beard at 14, and I was bald by 15. I was able to get into bars in Lockport like that, baby. I mean, listen, you don't know. You don't even understand my life. All right? I remember some crazy shit out here.
I do remember the 17th hole that you guys were talking about. That's the one that you told Paul. You're like, man, this is
it's beautiful. Yeah, dude, and like I said, like he said, it's beautiful. You ride up 17, it's a dog leg left. You go right past a beautiful water fountain, man. It's right there. It's from the canal. Nice, beautiful runoff. There's always geese and ducks and shit out there.
There was a lot of geese out there.
The other day, Paul and I were out there. I moved a snapping turtle that was the size of my fucking head out there. Moving him with my 9-iron, getting his fat ass back into the water because he was in the way. I didn't want to hit him. All right. But we're sitting out there, and I mean, it's just such a beautiful dog leg left, man. You got to kind of the way you play that hole, you almost have to shoot over the water to get it onto the green. It's not an island green, it's not a peninsula green or anything crazy like that. But if you play it right and you go far right off the tee box, you have to play the water because the water's in between you and the green. Okay. And it's about 115 yards, and it's absolutely gorgeous to where you got to shoot over it. It's beautiful. It's completely picturesque. And I'm like, oh, isn't this great? And then we're driving up there, man. I'm driving, we're doing our thing, and like Og said, we had the window down, right? And those windows clip onto the bars. Okay. The fucking golf ball. I'm sitting there, I'm talking with Og like this. I'm like, I told you. And out of my peripheral, I literally saw it at the last second. It dinked off the bar. And I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. I'm like, I'm going to murder this guy. And when Og says, I drove up there, like, I pounded it. I was like, I'm going to kill this guy. Like, I'm up there, like, I'm ready to
Luring it up the hill.
Oh, dude, it was like they were in like a group. They were in like a foursome of like 3 people. So there was probably like 8 or 12 people up there. All right, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? I'm like, do you not know how to yell for? I'm like, you could have fucking killed us. And then Og's dad sitting there, like a big Og, he's sitting there. He's like, yeah. He's like, do you not know how to golf? If you don't know how to golf, you shouldn't be on a golf course. And I'm like, oh man. So we drive back and stuff like that, and the little nerdy golf ranger, he's like, oh, hey guys, that's my friend. No, those guys are my friends. So
I don't care whose friend it is.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't care if it's the Pope out there golfing. He's got to yell 4 before he kills somebody. You know, like what the hell's going on around here?
No,
it was
kidding.
like sweet Pete. But yeah, it was something. It was something. I could have died, guys. We could have died. Because I mean, right at the 18th hole, there's that big pond right there. Hits me in the head. I go unconscious. I steer the cart in the pond. And like I said, Og and I we're rather large Americans. We're pretty top heavy. You know, we ain't swimming. We're just sitting. We're going down with the golf cart. We're going down. We're sinking. That's what happens. So really quick, guys, let me play a quick note from our other sponsor here, the White Oak Farm venue. It's where I'm getting married, possibly in a couple of weeks here. We got like, 70-something days left. I could possibly be getting married there in September.
Were you about to say buried? I'm about to get buried.
Honestly, get buried there.
I may possibly be burying Megan there, or Megan may be burying me there. It's a rather large facility. There's plenty of grounds where you can hide a body.
I know they got a pizza oven thing. They can throw you right in there.
Yep. They got a big
Fat
giant
Mike brew. You got a Fat Mike beer and a Fat Mike pizza. Solid.
Right. So really quick, here's a quick word from those guys. They're great guys. They really are. It's a beautiful facility out there, Michigan City, and I can't wait. I can't wait. So here's a quick word from them.
Honey, will you marry me?
Yes.
Let's get out of here.
Come to Indiana's premier venue. Come to the farm. Come see all the wildlife. Come to White Oak Farm Venue in Michigan City, Indiana.
Come to our 80-acre sanctuary right off I-94 in Michigan City, Indiana.
Come see all we have to offer from 2 brand new Amish-built barns with climate control.
Come see the ponds with beautiful waterfall, meadows and wildflowers, and so much more.
Come see our secluded venue. After you enter our private road, you'll be in your own world away from it all, with outdoor ceremony spaces, wood-fired pizza ovens, and lots of fresh air.
Come enjoy Northwest Indiana's premier wedding venue, where you gather with your family and friends. Stretch your legs and enjoy the most memorable day of your life.
Visit White Oak Farm Venue at whiteoakfarmvenue.com or on Facebook/Instagram.
All right, and we're back. And I can't wait for my day, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. September 4th, Labor Day weekend, is my wedding day. Just so all you guys know, I'm super excited about it. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're on mute, Angelo.
That's my birthday.
It is your birthday.
It is.
You're coming out for my wedding on your birthday. I can't believe that.
Yeah, way to ruin my day. Jesus.
Well, don't come then. Have fun. Have fun on your day, man. Have fun on your day.
You're officially uninvited.
Yeah, you're uninvited. Go have fun on your birthday. But no, a special thank you to all our sponsors tonight. Like I said, the Jonathan Darren team, Nick and Ivy Brewing Company, Susie Sheehan over at State Farm out in Lockport, Illinois. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. White Oak Farm Venue out in Michigan City, and Mark Berardi out in Homer Glen. Like I said, guys, at the beginning of the show, this stuff is completely not able to happen without those guys because they have been awesome. They have helped us out with so much stuff throughout the 1252 podcasting stream. It's amazing. And a special thank you goes out to those guys. And a special thank you tonight again to Eric Soderholm for joining us. Angela, how awesome was that, man?
It was
methamphetamines, greenies, dude. These guys were getting all stoked, eating a bunch of pills before a game, getting all like, what? TP for my bunghole. Like they were going all Beavis fucking before games. And, you know, like, so I guess it has been one of those things where it's always been something where people have been cheating, from Ty Cobb to sharpening spikes and sliding dirty at second base, taking out second baseman, to greenies, to steroids, to now this spider tag shit. It's been all over baseball, and it was good to hear what those guys were doing in the late 70s, early 80s. It's pretty crazy. And then a special thank you to August Deuser joining us, one of the original GRABOWSKIS, talking about his time with Doug Coach. You know, as much as I'm so tired of hearing that, Dub Bears, Doug Coach, go Bears. This is all, you know,
Coach's old ass frozen out there.
Yeah, he's straight up like stroking out, go Bears. But no, I mean, it was an awesome show tonight. I really do appreciate everything from everybody. Thank you guys for came on into the chat. It was excellent. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, I mean, Angelo, what now, man? What do we do now? What's next on the agenda? We got a Turtles Takes coming up here, but we
Turtles
also
Take
have
on Friday, and
well,
then
hold on. We also have a Grabstein and a Schuster and Beatty tomorrow night at Thursday night. Tomorrow night, it'll be released on Saturday for you guys. Our next live show is you, Tarbell, you and Turtle.
Yep.
On Friday night. Give us a heads up on what's going on for Friday night.
Vince and I are going to be back together. It's been a couple weeks, and we're going to talk some different sports topics. I know we're going to touch on the NBA because he's a big playoff basketball guy. I'm not a big playoff basketball guy. I'm not going to pretend like I am, but
Giannis,
fuck
baby.
the NBA.
Giannis, that's all I got to say. I'm just going to leave it at that. Giannis, baby.
No. We'll talk some basketball. We'll talk some baseball.
I'm going to be in that chat
Giannis, baby.
with Vince.
Giannis.
And as always, we'll talk the hype around Justin Fields. So join us on Friday. It'll be a great show, guys.
And then next week, Wednesday, Mike is off.
I am off. I'm off next
Mike's
week, and we have a special sport court.
We have Sport Court coming at you live next week, Wednesday. Pretty excited. I got a guest who I did that Irish Bear show on Saturday, and I have a young lady from that show that's going to join me. I'm trying to get my guy Kyle Malzahn to come on. He's working with CBS affiliate in Green Bay, and he's been covering the Packers and the Aaron Rodgers situation. So I'm hoping to have him on to get a little insight on, you know, what the development is with Aaron Rodgers.
I got to stop you right there, Angelo, because Fat Mike's saying ooh to the Aaron Rodgers situation, but we all know Brett Favre is his favorite quarterback.
Yeah, bro, like I said
time.
tonight, he was like, oh, no, I don't like the Cardinals. I didn't say you like
bro.
the Cardinals. I said Mike has this problem of falling in love with rival team players. He loved Brett Favre. He loved Albert Pujols. He likes guys that kick his team's ass. That's what he does.
You were a McGuire fan too, weren't you?
No, I absolutely hated Mark McGuire. I thought he was a buster. But no, I like guys that win.
He liked Chauncey Billups. And
I did like Chauncey Billups.
I did too. He was pretty good.
Yeah.
Chauncey Billups was a stud. Tayshaun Prince.
Yeah, that was
Ben
a good
Wallace.
team for that 1 year.
Tayshaun Prince, Rip Hamilton. That was
Rip
a good
Hamilton.
team.
Remember when Rip Hamilton came to the Bulls?
Rasheed Wallace.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, always technicals. Like
I remember when Ben Wallace came to the Bulls. He was fucking
not
dog
Ben
shit.
Wallace. I said Rip Hamilton. Both of them came to the Bulls.
Yeah,
Ben
Rip
Wallace was terrible.
Yeah, for the Bulls, they made him take off the headband. That's why you can't take off the headband.
Who am I? Really quick.
Carlos Boozer.
Ben Wallace. I didn't
Wallace.
spray paint my head to be Carlos Boozer. I didn't have enough spray paint in the house.
The Bulls are always notorious for getting guys just a couple years too late.
It's going to be eventful. It's going to be eventful. So
And
on
they
that
don't have
note,
a
guys,
first round pick this year. So
I know, right? Gross. It's going to suck.
Mhm.
But on that note, guys, free agency for the Bulls is coming up soon. Hopefully we can land somebody. And on that note, guys, thank you to everybody again that joined us tonight. Angelo, Tarbo, thank you for hopping out with me. I really do appreciate it. You guys are the best. Everybody who joined, Eric Soderholm, August Deuser, thank you so much. And we will see you guys. Well, Angelo will see you guys next week. I will see you guys the first week of July. And on that note, you guys take care and have a good one. Until then, follow all of at 1252 Sports on the YouTube and our new Twitch channel. Make sure you guys are getting on there and hanging out with us because it's a lot of fucking fun around here. So we'll talk to you guys then. Peace out.